Hey everyone, Marcus here, the used car guy. So this video is for the car buyers amongst you that feel a little bit insecure about buying a car and kind of feel that you don't know what you're doing, that you're just going to take a risk with your money, and you just feel insecure about the whole process. Especially when buying privately, when you don't have any comeback. So if you buy a car and the gearbox falls out of it, or the water pump fails, or some other item breaks on the car, the seller has no liability to you, unlike when buying from a dealer where you have consumer rights, particularly for the first 30 days. I've got articles about that on the website. In fact, you can find those just here, somewhere here, claiming refund and repair and legals. So there's some good articles on what your consumer rights are and warranties and that type of thing. So this article is all about car inspections. This is the article that I've composed here. Okay, it comes from 30 years of direct experience in the used car industry. I do a review of AA car inspections and Clickmechanic, which are another leading provider. So let's head straight into the video, because there's some important things that you need to understand about a car inspection and if it's even going to be a good fit for you. So let's hop straight in. Oh, before I do that, you can find this article directly below the video in the link. Look below. You can also head over to Clickmechanic using the other link below this video, where you can get a quote for a car inspection without actually having to book. It's kind of a no obligation type thing. So do that if you're feeling at all insecure about buying a car and you just don't know what you're doing. Okay, let's head back into the video. So there's some important questions that I want to ask you that will take a couple of minutes. Do you answer yes or no to any of these questions? The first one is, if car paintwork is in perfect condition and the car appears to be almost brand new, are you more likely or less likely to buy the vehicle? Let's say that the vehicle is displaying at least 50,000 miles. If you answer yes to this question, that you are more likely to buy a car if the paintwork looks as new, brand new, then that's a red flag, because cars should show signs of wear and tear. So you should expect to see the odd stone chip on the bonnet, a curbed alloy wheel, a worn seat lumbar, a worn gear knob, a little chip in the windscreen, some indications of wear and tear on the car. If the paintwork is brand new on the car, it looks virtually brand new, it's probably because it is brand new and the front of the car may have been painted, resprayed, or even worse, the car may have had some kind of minor or major road accident and the panels have been replaced and repainted. The car looks like brand new, but it's done tens of thousands of miles up and down the motorway. You have to expect signs of wear and tear. So if you're answering yes to this question, a car inspection, in my opinion, would be a good fit. The next question, do you pay little attention to the sound of the engine, especially when cold? So from my experience, what happens is that car buyers can often be really anxious about the whole process of buying a car, to the point where they will actually, sorry, that's my phone ringing, to the point where they will actually not perform all of the tests that they ordinarily would have if they were just left alone to look at the car and they didn't have a salesman battering down their ear. Listening to the engine when it's cold and hot is really important, because especially on cars like diesels, where the sound of the engine will change a lot, and the engine, if it's making unusual noises, if there's any kind of clattering sounds, or it sounds very loud when it's cold but kind of quietens down when it's warm, they're all red flags. And if you're not going to pay special attention to this, a car inspection is probably going to be a good idea to safeguard your money and make a wise investment. The third question is, will you buy a car without testing it properly, without test driving it? Or would you take it for a test drive but only spend a few minutes in doing so? So this is critical. I mean, I have sat in on thousands of test drives, and the car buyer will just whip the car around the block. So what you need to do is get the car at low speed. You need to get it up to motorway speeds as well on a dual carriageway. You need to take at least 20 minutes here testing the brakes, the steering, how's the car handling. Ideally, you'll be able to take the car down bumpy roads or over speed bumps as well. Make sure you reverse the car on full lock either way, and test every facet of the car, because once you own that car, you become responsible for it. And after the first 30 days of purchase, or when a used car warranty expires, you're going to have to pay for any repair bills. So making checks at the beginning is really important, and a thorough test drive is critical. It's perhaps the most critical element of all, with the exception of an online car history check. So if you answer yes to this question, again, a car inspection is highly recommended. Okay, fourth question, do you glance at car documentation without thoroughly investigating that the car has been consistently serviced throughout its life? So it's not good enough to just look at the existing MOT or when the car was last serviced. You need to verify that the mileage is correct. A vehicle should be serviced every 10,000 miles or annually, or if it's a long life service, that will be 20,000 miles. Was the car serviced at a franchise dealer? Did they replace all of the parts? When was the cam belt last changed? Does it even have a cam belt? All of these questions are really important. If a car has done 50, 60, 70,000 miles and has missed a number of services, it means it has not been maintained properly and is more likely to fail. And in 6, 12, 18 months, you could easily see yourself forking out additional money for repair bills because the car hasn't been serviced. So again, if you answer yes to this question, I would suggest a car inspection. Okay, my final question, are you prepared to spend between £73.60 and £125.60 to find out that you should not buy a car? Because that's what a car inspection service provides. It tells you if the car is worthy of purchase, if it's going to be a worthwhile investment, if it's going to be reliable. So it's common sense to spend between £73 and £125 to find out that you shouldn't have bought a car that is going to be a dud investment and cost you more and more money down the road. Now these questions and other comments are contained in my text guide on my website. You'll also find links in there to AA car inspections and to Clickmechanic. I compare the two up, but to save you from reading all the way through the guide, I recommend Clickmechanic over the AA, A because it's cheaper, and B because they provide the same amount of cover with fully vetted mechanics. You just go onto the website, make a booking, and a fully vetted mechanic will come out and inspect the vehicle and give you a full written and verbal report on the car before you go ahead and pay for it. If you've enjoyed this video, please comment below or like or subscribe to the channel. There's lots more videos following up. We have some fun stuff and videos about buying and selling cars and financing and the whole 9 yards really. So I'm Marcus, the used car guy. Thanks for listening.